Salute everybody. Welcome to Miss Parker, Miss Parker. Sorry about the delay. I just came from graveyards to park benches, elevators, SeaWorld, and a family reunion. All in one, okay? And so forgive me, guys. Forgive me. I just came from a good time. I had to jump in the shower. And I had to calm down, y'all. I had to calm down. Welcome, Sonya. Thank you for becoming a new member. Mel M again, Sonya again, M Big M. Thank you so much for becoming members, okay? Hi, Samad sis. Honey 5K. Hey sis, welcome. Thank you. A statement to my sister. Mini Men, hey. Why me? Hey. I'm gonna take my seat, okay? Hi Pookie Poo. Hey sis. Hey Sonya, Venetia. Drea sis. Rhapsody Drea, you came over there late. I don't think you even came. Did you come? I'll mind you up, okay? Rhapsody, JJ, Michelle, Betty, Sis, Armani. She said we back. Michelle, Ricardo, Gina. Hey y'all. This was just, I'm gonna keep up my end where I said I don't want to talk about Black history with you guys. To the point, Shia. Gina, what up, sissy? Hey, Passion, sis. I want to make sure that I just want to keep myself educated on what happened around America in all 50 states, and not just in all 50 states, but the surrounding cities. I closed the doors on you. Sorry, Dre. It was condoms and birth control everywhere. I do apologize. Thank you for the copyright disclaimer, sis TT. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, research, educational purposes. Let me pin that comment. Thank you, sister. Let me make sure this is turned down, y'all, because my live will kick in. I be echoing. Okay. Thank you, TT sis. Yeah, sorry about that. Hey Valerie sis, Melody, Juju on the beat, my Juju sis, Jacqueline, Michelle sis, Passion, Miss Low-Key, what it do, sisters? Yeah. Make sure y'all follow my backup channel. If you can't take the balls that fall, then that's just not going to be the place for you. But other than that, if you can come over there, have grown folks conversation, it's not all condom, but some conversations will be, okay. But that's where I want to go, and I want to let loose and let free. Hey Jennifer, that's where I want to go and cut up, let loose, you know what I'm saying, and kick it and get to know my sister more, my village. And stuff. Thank you, Drea, sis. I appreciate you. But today we're here. It is Black History with the Riders. We are going up to New York. Cause I remember Capricorn Chronicles, one of my moms was like, I never endured racism. She said she hadn't. Let me change that. She said she hadn't endured racism in New York, but sis, apparently people did. Some people did. Hey, Nicole Cooper. Hey, sis. Hey, goddess, sis. Thank you, AC Shakura. I do got to go, you guys. If y'all mind helping me reach my goal tonight, it could be 99 cents. I know I'm not a greedy type of person. I just want to reach the goal. And it's a YouTube incentive given to content creators to help the channel grow, make more, and build more, okay? So thank you guys for pulling up with me to this conversation of Rosedale. Let's see just things was. This is the documentary, guys, of Rosedale.
The only one reason this is happening is because we're Black. So whether it's Rosedale or the neighboring communities, this can happen anywhere. This isn't happening because they say, hey, those are your ideals. This is happening because we're Black. And what are we going to do about it? What are we as people going to do about our Blackness? Hide it? Become invisible? We can't do that.
We're going to keep this neighborhood. We're going to keep Rosedale predominantly white the way it is, and we will not let a bad element in. We're going to fight. This is our right, too. You know, they talk about rights for minorities. Where the hell are the rights for whites? That's what we're all about, equal rights for whites.
These are the people of Rosedale, the way it is. Tonight, their story. I'm Bill Moyers. New York City, one of the world's great cities, and one of its most provincial. The financial and communications capital of a nation. For visitors, New York City is the skyline of Manhattan. For New Yorkers, it's a tangle of neighborhoods. The skyline of New York keeps changing, so do its neighborhoods. 15 years ago, about 8 million people lived here. Today, the population is still about 8 million, but it isn't the same. Since 1960, more than 1 million whites have left New York City. The black and Hispanic population has grown by almost 1 million, and it's still growing. This is Rosedale, a community of 6,000 families in the far southeastern pocket of the borough of Queens. To the passing eye, it seems quiet, modest 1- and 2-family homes with fenced-in lawns and tree-shaded streets. The people who live here are almost all white, working-class Americans of Italian, Irish, and Jewish roots. They've worked all their lives to afford these homes. Many came from the inner city, refugees from neighborhoods in the Bronx, Brooklyn, and South Jamaica. Neighborhoods they saw changing and dangerous to live in. These people saved their money and made their escape to what they called the last frontier in New York City, to Rosedale, to what they hoped would be a safe and quiet life. In the early 1970s, a few middle-class black families with very much the same idea in mind began to move to Rosedale too. The whites lived in the city.
Did you hear how Bill Mayer said to keep the communities? Hey Miami, hey Tracy, I see you guys. Thank you guys for pulling up. Hey Doug, how you doing? Kiwana, hey. Did y'all hear what he said to keep the neighborhood safe? As saying as if the black people moved in the communities, they wouldn't be safe anymore. This is America, the home of the slave, not the home of the free and the home of the brave. Because the home of the free means that everybody has equal rights, right? Without it being a law. It shouldn't even have to be a law that it was equal rights or that we was freed as human beings. But it shows you in the communities how they felt about us. See, a lot of people didn't witness it, but guess what? It happened right there. In those communities that they said they was keeping safe away from us. It's cool, Candy. They was keeping it safe from us. Our people, our kind. Let them tell it. But don't they do the same thing, if not worse? Ain't we all the same? Just blood runs through our veins and we have evil people from all colors?
And the peace of Rosedale was shattered. In 1971, a score of men and teenage boys using axes and picks nearly destroyed a house reportedly bought by a black man married to a white woman. 200 residents stood by and watched. Since then, more than 10 acts of violence have been aimed at the few blacks living in Rosedale. The tension escalated with the coming of the Spencers. In the summer of '74, Tony and Glenda Spencer bought this 7-room house on 136th Avenue. They came to New York from the West Indies after living in London. Spencer, a photo engraver in Manhattan, said they just wanted a good place to live. But some whites suspected them of blockbusting, of trying to force lower property values on Rosedale homes so other blacks could afford to buy here. Before Spencers moved in, their house was set on fire with gasoline. They moved anyway. On New Year's Eve day a year ago, while the Spencers and their son slept, a pipe bomb exploded on the porch and smashed through the windows of the house. Police said the bomb was intended to wipe out the family. Attached to the bomb was a note that read, "Nigger, be warned. We have time. We will get your firstborn first." It was signed, "Viva Boston, KKK."
My first feeling when I saw it, I thought, my God, these people are trying to kill us.
Hey, fine, hey, Patricia.
What they think this is? This time of the morning, who are the animals that could be doing things like this? That was my first thought. And my second, my main concern was to get my family out of the house once we called the police. And they claimed at the time there was another bomb outside. My main concern was to get my family out.
How did this terrible thing affect your children? How did it affect them?
It has affected them in many ways. They're very apprehensive now about being children, about going out and, doing the things that boys do. You got to remember there are 3 boys, and boys always get into things. And it's got them now where they look twice at everybody. They're wondering about the people that they live around. The people lives around in this neighborhood, they want, could that be the person? Why are these people hating us? Why are they doing the things that they do to us? Especially when my youngest son was beaten up twice in our own front garden.
When they ask you these things, why? What do you tell them?
Well, my thing for getting out of it is I usually tell them that there are good and bad in every people, every race, regardless. There are prejudice for most things, whether it's religious, whether it's race, whether it's color, or what. And we just happen to be amongst a few people whose minds are warped. And therefore, we cannot class everyone that we see in this neighborhood as the same. They are in the minority, the people who are doing these things in this neighborhood. And that's the only thing I can tell them. I don't want to, teach them hate, because hate consumes people. Anyone who allow hate to become an everyday thing in their lives, their object in life and their goals become second, and their hate becomes first. And I'm not going to teach them that, regardless of how many bombs they put at this house. I'm not going to teach my children hate.
Down, down, down with the Nazis! Down the Klan! Down with the Klan!
The bombing of the Spencer home galvanized the support of civil rights sympathizers outside of Rosedale. They gathered to rally near the Spencer house.
Down with the Nazis! Down with the Nazis! Down with Hitler, brother!
We decided that we would come down here and do whatever we could to help the Spencer family, to help any family that wants to move into a neighborhood and something goes wrong. Somebody comes, bombs their home, burns them, tells them to go back to Africa or some other slur, right? We are outraged by this. What do we want?
The right to live where we choose!
What do we want?
The right to live where we choose!
When do we want it?
Now!
When do we want it?
Now!
Every time, like good people try to live anywhere, they've been harassed. Even in the ghetto, for instance. Our kids are being shot down. Kids are being harassed. And you move out to a neighborhood, you say, I'm going to move out here into a peaceful neighborhood. Bombs are being thrown in your house. And that's not right. People have the right to live where they want to live in America. If I have $40,000 to spend on a house, I'm supposed to live in that $40,000 house.
Smash the KKK! Smash the KKK!
To the whites of Rosedale, the demonstration was more aid from outsiders for outsiders, and it provoked a reply.
See the children. Hi, Tammy C. Hey, y'all. I see y'all coming in. Hey, JS. Their children was on the other side screaming hate words. And we don't want to teach hate. Hey, Sonya. Thank you. One thing about it is I can say that growing up, our parents did not teach us hate. But when we used to go in this pharmacy in my hometown of Winchester, Kentucky, we would have to go through the side door versus, You know what I'm saying? And I never understood until I got older and heard why we always had. I never knew why we could not go up there by the candy. We couldn't go further than, the little stools and the little bar, and we always had to get our food at the end of the counter versus everybody eating in and stuff. And I didn't understand it. And I'm born in the 70s, y'all. This was in the early 80s. And as I got older, mama told us why we couldn't go in the corner drugstore and sit on certain stools and eat in, because mama always took us there to get our medicine. It was like the only pharmacy at the time. And as nice as my mama was to them, and as nasty as some of those women used to be, I never understood why mama wouldn't give them apply the same pressure. Why my mother wouldn't apply the same pressure, but I didn't think about it of, what could happen to us and how Black people had to look out for the safety of their families. I know Miss Loki.
They want to keep that community white. So that means this country is separated. This country is divided. You mean you want to divide the country? I live on the side of the railroad track and you live on the other side. Well, that's not the United States. That's a divided state.
The white moderates my colleague Richard Kotuck and I met in Rosedale didn't want to be interviewed on film, but they told us that while they don't approve of violence, they're determined to keep Rosedale from turning black. And they say that the acts of a few bomb-throwing racists have obscured their case. What they're trying to prevent, they say, is this. This is the ghetto of South Jamaica, also in Queens, just 3 miles from Rosedale.
Wow.
It's a familiar story. Once residential and almost all white, now South Jamaica is the home of 70,000 people, most of whom are poor and black. Almost half of them earn less than $4,000 a year. 30,000 live on welfare. As the neighborhood tipped, the crime rate soared. It is 1,600% higher than in Rosedale. More than 9,000 crimes were committed here last year. The schools of South Jamaica have some of the lowest reading levels in the city. There isn't one public elementary school where more than 1/2 of the children read at or above grade level. Even closer to Rosedale, the very next community, in fact, is Laurelton. In the last 5 years, it's gone from 35% to 65% black. So when they look north and west, the whites in Rosedale see coming the very changes they once fled. When they look east, they see this. Directly across the New York City line are some of the most fashionable and expensive suburbs in America, with homes ranging well over $100,000 in price. School and property taxes on one of these homes for a single year can be higher than the down payment on a house in Rosedale. Beyond are other affluent communities of Nassau County, whose per capita income is among the highest in America. 2.5 million people live in Nassau and neighboring Suffolk counties. Only 5% of them are black. The whites who do live in the suburbs are relatively insulated, safe for the moment from the rapid changes that struck New York. Property values and political policies discourage low-income people, white or black, from moving in. They just can't afford it. This is why the working and middle-class blacks like the Spencers, who can't afford the suburbs, have their eye on Rosedale. And it's why the whites who already live here feel hemmed in with nowhere to go. They're determined to hang on.
We more or less know what the...
This is one way they're doing it, with a home referral service run by an organization known as ROAR. ROAR, Return Our American Rights, is dedicated to keeping Rosedale white. Its home referral service was set up to make sure that if whites moved out, they would sell their homes to other whites. ROAR keeps a listing of families who are selling, makes contact with prospective white buyers, then shows the homes. This family wants to move to Rosedale. This member of ROAR is showing them a house.
Got a heck of a house here. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. The outside here, we got a porch over here that's built all the way around the house. And they put an addition onto the side.
Right.
You got a fence all the way around, which is something you don't find in a corner house over here. And nice fencing, pretty good property. And they told me they're leaving a heck of a lot of. Let's go inside. Meet the owners. Hi, Joe.
Hello, Joe. How are you?
How do you do?
This is Angie, and this is
Hello.
Charlie. People that are looking for the house.
You're very welcome, Lorraine.
We got them through our home referral system. Somebody recommended them.
Very good.
Told me you had just the exact thing they were looking for.
Yeah. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you again.
Angie's father, Joe.
Yeah.
Angie's
Hello there, how
mother,
are you?
and her
How do you
brother.
do?
How are you?
Hi.
Army man?
The real estate. We're very selective. Very selective.
So
You know, even the people that are showing the house are doing their part to keep Rosedale the way it is, because it should probably sell before someone could afford it. They're not going overboard. And same token, they're satisfied and they help them keep the area just the way it is, predominantly white.
Crazy that this community was taking up names in the communities of, if you think about selling, let us know, so they can keep the white people coming in and not the blacks. And y'all notice how he keeps saying, Bill Maher keeps saying, the community is safe for them. We have always been labeled ghetto. When there's some good black neighborhoods right now, communities that are not ghetto, that are well kept. Yeah, we do, Samad. Yeah, we do. And this is sad. Hey, Tracy Ann. This is America. Every American should have the opportunity for home ownership, good paying jobs, and good schools for our kids. But as black women in America, I have to work 10 times harder. Thank you, Miss Loki. Remind me of, I can't think of that movie, either us or them. I want to say us, though. Sweet Honey and I was talking early on the phone. And she said, I work 10 times harder than a white woman. Okay, Ricardo, Deerfield, Illinois. Okay, I love you too, Lizzie. Love you. And she said, she said, not only are they taking my money when they do taxes, she said, y'all already took my money, so why am I paying taxes at a store? Why am I paying taxes everywhere I go? But y'all have already taken my money out of my check. We have to work so much that it leaves the schools and the white people to raise our children. Right, fine. She said we don't get to enjoy our children. We don't get to enjoy our homes because we work 10 times harder. She said we have to. The system is set up. Got to prove we are hard workers first to show up. And lastly, yep, Trisha, yep. And that is true. I never thought about it. Again, educating myself on how hard we've always worked. And how they don't want the ancestry to come into play. It is, JJ. Super sad. Thank you, Jacqueline. Send that to my email, please, Jacqueline. With more work experience and education. And it's still in. Let's go. Fine. She said, Trisha said, so true. 2 or 3 jobs just to keep our families warm and fed. And you still feel like you still ain't ahead, Trisha. Because you know the more you make, the more they take. Right? You hear me, Valerie? The more you make, the more they take. I seen taxes on cable in Kentucky. I said, wait a minute. It's taxes on the, you know what I'm saying? The light bill. ITT. It's taxes on everything. You got to stop paying that bill and start looking at that bill. Why are we getting taxed on everything? You buy a home, guess what? To buy that home, oh, you're going to work 20 times harder. Hey, Aries 1. Okay, Gina, Miss absolutely. The more inflation rises, yes, Bridget. The system was built to destroy us, but we always find a way to get around. That's what they didn't like, Samad. Just like the slaves found the way, the same way we find a way. We know how to make nothing into something. Okay, fine. Okay. So true. I remember working 3 jobs just to keep my family safe in a safe environment. You hear me, Patricia? Even the taxes got taken. Tricia, you heard me? She said, pretty soon we'll be. You heard me, Bridget? Bridget said, pretty soon we're going to be paying taxes on air like we do water. Water that we don't drink. Pretty soon, water that we don't use except to bathe or wash our clothes. And then you got to be cautious with washing your clothes the way the DNA is. I'm just saying, Doug, you feel me? The way the DNA is all in everything, and I don't like that. See, they forcing us. They forcing us out little by doing certain things. Yeah, Latasha, you heard me? That's how it be. We doomed. Pay attention to Trump's game. Trump is playing chess. He's not playing checkers. He's putting certain things out there for us to see. But see, that's why he keep coming with the blacks this, the blacks built America. This ain't America, this the Indians' land. And some of it is the 40 acres in the mule belong to the Negro people. So they say. You know, we'll ever forever be Negroes to them. Ignorant. See, when we flourished, when we started flourishing every time. Let me do a couple of things for you guys really quick. Read a couple of things I saved just for this live. It was some towns, right? Because as I'm doing my Black History things, my Black History themes and stuff, I've been working and praying and working. You hear me, Lizzie? You got to keep your head above water. You know, you just got to keep your head above water around here. You got to work. If you want to live nice, you can't stop working. It's barely enough. You guys stay at that job just to accumulate that time to get off. You can't just take off, kick your feet up, and enjoy. You've got to work to live nice. Why y'all think they... She said, I'm drowning, baby, and I can't swim. Get up for some air, Lalizi. Come up for some air, sister. Come up for some air. Let me read this to you guys really quick. It's so hurtful to read. In 1916, 15,000 people gathered to watch the lynching of a young black man. Some bought their children. Popcorn was sold as if they were watching a show. Did anyone know that black men were the first paramedics? And who gave America its EMT ambulance service? The history. See, they don't want to erase our history. They're trying to erase us. Trisha, yeah. I know, JJ. Thank you, Lalizzie. I love you so much, Pooh. Hey, Justin. In the 1950s, the U.S. Army secretly sprayed a predominantly black neighborhood in St. Louis with zinc cadmium sulfide, a chemical containing carcinogen, to stimulate a biological attack. Decades later, residents report cancers and are demanding answers, compensations, and the truth. If you ain't watched Mission Impossible, let me tell you guys. Hey, Karen B. It was a part on Mission Impossible, the new one, The Last Reckoning. And they gave Angela Bassett a choice that if Ethan didn't make it, which city in America would she blow up? She had to kill 100 million people to save a few million. And they showed her the paper and said, this one has the most population of, and they didn't say the word. And how she looked at them, I could tell that they was saying, in other words, black people. It's funny how these movies nowadays still have a little racism in them. But it's crazy how the population in an all-black community in St. Louis was shattered with cancer, a biological chemical. Like now, we wonder why everybody has cancer. Rare cancers. And that's not common. Pay attention. Donald Trump is playing chess, not checkers. Hey, Carmen. Okay? It was a good movie, JJ. And all movies have messages in them. Just like the communities that we're in right now, they have messages. Oh, Trisha. Oh. You hear me? Hey, Phoenix sis. Somebody drop Phoenix Fireside link. Y'all need to go over and check Juju out on the food that we eat. And it'll make sense to what Trisha.
And the main feature about Rosedale is just about everybody is hardworking people. They have a heck of a lot of pride in their homes, in the community. And we've got just about everything over here. We've got Chinese, we've got Jews, we've got Italians, we've got Slovaks, a melting pot. This is, I can honestly say about Rosedale, it is America, period, a melting pot, a great melting pot. And you got it right here in this community, and a hell of a great community. I can't emphasize that enough. I have this neighborhood with people like yourself coming in, people like Charlie and Ann who are giving their houses to Rural Home Referral, seeing that we bring the right people and are going to help keep Rosedale just the way it is, a beautiful, white, ethnic community. And when I say ethnic, boy, we've got it, every majority. And I don't think it'll change. They're trying like hell to knock us out. A lot of things that happen in Springfield Gardens, they call Rosedale. Just, to put the spotlight on Rosedale, maybe scare people. But it's not working. Nobody's running. Nobody is running. And if they have to move, they'll give the home to Raw. And we've been bringing in people. I think out of the last 43 homes we've gotten, 31 have gone to white people through Raw.
Before the Spencers arrived in Rosedale, there were fewer than 20 homes for sale. We're told there are now over 200. This, too, is an old story. The fear of blockbusting can make a rumor come true. People act as if it's happening, and then it happens. Roar is trying to stop it with some unusual tactics. When a white owner is sold to blacks, Roar has followed that family into their new neighborhood, demonstrated outside their home, and told their new neighbors that this family sold to blacks. Roar is an angry outfit. The Justice Department has asked for an injunction against Roar's activities, accusing them of harassing and intimidating tactics. Some moderates say its militance doesn't reflect Rosedale as a whole, but no other group effectively offered an alternative. So Roar, with the acquiescence of people who would not themselves have been militant, became the only game in town. Who then is Roar?
I've lived in neighborhoods that have changed, and I'm ashamed to go back, afraid to go back, because you wouldn't be safe there. It's not a case of discrimination or bigotry. It's a fact, because blacks, well, put it this way, you can't take them on an individual basis. In cases like this, you have to take them on what happens as a whole.
Joe Soltis, grandson of Czechoslovakian immigrants, shined shoes 10 years as a kid to stay in school and help support his family. Navy veteran, father of 4 daughters, sanitation worker.
This is something that someone dreamed up that we have to mingle. I don't really think that's life. I think we have basic differences. Our lifestyles are entirely different. If I don't feel that I want to mingle with blacks, there's no law in the world that can make me. And this is the issue here.
Mike Biggio, unemployed accountant, bought his house in Rosedale for his mother, now deceased. Biggio is one of 2 men charged with bombing the Spencer home. They were acquitted.
The rights of white people in America have been taken away from them. The politicians are taking the rights of the white people away and giving it to the minorities. By busing, by jobs, by everything.
I don't remember when we had a say. Thank you, Virgil. Thank you, Sissy Pooh. Y'all welcome Shay in, you guys. Drop Miss Kelly's Kitchen's link, please. When did we have a say? When did we have a say? When was we ever free? Are we free today? Are you free to walk in Macy's and they won't follow your ass? Right, Gigi? Right. I'm going to Rosewood, JJ. We're gonna talk about Rosewood. We're gonna talk about Rosewood. Thank you, Valerie. We definitely gonna talk about Rosewood. I want to go to Katrina next, and then we'll go to Rosewood, and then I want to go up there to George Floyd. Then some more recent things, and then we're gonna go further and further back. Yeah, Trisha. Thank you, CRS. Thank you, sis. We are still experiencing racism, and it's supposed to be land of the free, home of the brave. Land of the free for who? Not us. Home of the slave. Yes. Yes. When are we gonna stand together? So when our young black men get harassed by the police, we stand up. We don't wait for I can't say Reverend Al Sharpton. No man of God takes blood money to do anything. Al Sharpton, you are one of the most disgusting African American men I've ever known. You don't stand for what's right. You stand for what's right for your pockets and your image. Thank you, Latasha Campbell. Everybody's mad at Martin Luther King for sitting down with the white man, but hell, somebody had to. We won't do it today. In today's time, we won't do it. We can't find an honest black man. If it ain't about the money, don't be blowing me up in my T.I. voice. If it ain't about the money, ain't no use to with some my time. I ain't calling you a lie. If it ain't about the if it ain't about the money, what? We can't get nobody to step up. Why do we select families to fight for justice for? Why? Why don't justice matter for all black families? Why are we selected? What story catches the headlines? How your child might not mean as much as their child and went through the same exact thing. We have to do better. I'm going to start doing my activism soon. Before I leave this earth, I want to do some I want to do my black activist stuff. It's time to step away from certain things and get into who I'm really supposed to be. To those families that don't feel like they have a voice, my platform is open to be that for you. Shout out to the black activists that try and only get shut down, because trust me, they do. Miss Salamandra walked into the black building where Martin Luther King himself signed all kind of documentation. I was there. I got to stand in front of that building and watch Miss Salamandra walk out for Shanquilla and get told no. She wants justice for her child. But we still throw celebrations and, we still got to reminisce about Casey Anthony. The Natalie girl. Don't mean it in no disrespect, but hey, Leah, just throwing it out there. The land here is not free. And it is not home of the brave. This is home of the slave. Donald Trump is already turning down people of our color. They're just not talking about it. Okay? So this is why I do this, to educate myself, not just y'all to talk about, I didn't know all of this ever took place. And it's still lynching. A lynching of a black man in New York City just a couple of weeks ago. They said he did it himself. He climbed that tree and hung himself. New York. Are y'all going to stand up and activate? Or be okay with it? Thank you, Valerie. Drea said, yep, in Albany, New York. That old man didn't have the, man, look. But I can't do it by myself. I need the people of New York to stand up and use your voice. Don't be scared, because it's your community, not mine. But see, once it navigates like that, it's like a domino effect. It starts floating down and down and down and around. The black man that was driving the truck that his family's been looking for months hung. Yes, they did, JJ. Hey, Carrie. But hey, who am I? I'm just one person. They don't like us to use our voice. Y'all see what they did to Diddy when he started ready to put the cap on the baby oil? They don't like for Negroes to speak out and be strong. See, they give us the guns. Shout out to Willie D for a bomb-ass live today. And Willie D was spot on. He said they're not going to deport us. They're giving the guns to our youth and the communities to take us out in each other. They're not deporting us. They're giving them the authorization to take each other out in us. Willie D had a word over there, and I shared it on my community wall. Check it out. It's interesting. Salute to you, Willie D.
You name it, and you'll see that the white people are getting the short end of the stick.
Jerry Scala, during the war, now a plant manager and 7 times a grandfather, has lived in Rosedale 20 years.
I moved to Rosedale 3 years ago, and I've been married 10 years. It took me 8 years to save money to buy a house. I got this house here. It's an old house. I worked on it for 1 year before I moved in, fixing it up to the way I want to live. And I worked hard on it. And I'm not going to just say, here, it's yours. I'm not giving it to anybody, and I'm not going to run, because there's nowhere to run today.
Ewald, ex-Marine, riveter, now a concrete worker. Tried to become a fireman, but says he was told the job must go to someone from a minority. Father of 2 girls and a boy.
I move from here, I'm going to run into the same problem 5 years from now, maybe. And, there's no place to go. We worked hard for what we got. Nobody's ever given us anything. And we're not going to just back down and lose it. We're not going to, blacks are trying to come in. We're not moving. We're not going to run like white people have been doing for years. We're going to stay and we're going to fight for our neighborhood.
They're afraid of losing everything that they've worked for.
Why should they lose it? Because a black family moves in? That they should be afraid of losing everything they worked for? How would they lose it? How would they lose it? You tell me, how would they lose that?
They'd say to you, there's going to be crime here.
We've got crime by the firebombing and the pipe bombing that was projected by the whites on a black family. So there's crime right here. There's crime in all neighborhoods, so we're not going to bring any more crime.
They'd say our property values are going to go down.
It certainly hasn't, and it certainly does not go down.
They'd say my daughter is going to be mugged in school. My wife is going to be raped by a black person.
Vice
That's
versa.
going on before we got here.
That could easily happen to anybody, blacks or whites. I mean, nobody wants this for themselves, whether it's a white family wants their children to be raped, black families wants their kids. Who wants that?
I mean, it's been proven in neighborhood after neighborhood. When they come, what happens to the neighborhood? I mean, you could go right from here in towards the city. You got Laurelton, which was beautiful. You got Springfield Gardens, that was beautiful. Nobody from Rosedale walked down Merrick Road in Laurelton at night. No white people.
Yes,
Now, until this here stops and the people are educated to the point where they can live with white people, but white people are not going to accept them. At least I'm not.
If they have the money to buy the house, why can't they come?
Because they're going to, like we want, well, because they'll come first, and then maybe a couple of people will panic in the neighborhood. This is what happens. We'll be truthful. A couple of whites will panic, and they'll sell, and if they can't sell right away, it's in a real estate a year or so, maybe they'll sell it to the real estate. Then the real estate will maybe start renting it to welfare, and then you start getting the lower class in. And then the people next to these low-class people, these low-class blacks, maybe they'll sell. So then you got 3 houses with blacks in it. And then the next 2 go, and then the next 2 go, and then the next 2 go. And before you know it, you got all the low class in here, and here is your middle class black running again. And he goes in and screws up another white neighborhood.
I say, if I can afford to buy this house, wherever it is, that's where I'll be. And he can't dictate to me or tell me where I should be. The Constitution and the laws of this country says that each and everyone has equal rights, and I am demanding my equal right.
We are here to stay as a race, and right now as a people, we are.
Did y'all know that? Let me play this clip so you guys can hear this. What's happening to equal rights as we speak? They're trying to wake us up, but I don't think we woke. I just don't think we're woke. Give me a second, guys. On March 5th, 1959, 69 black boys were padlocked in their dormitory at school. It was then set on fire. 21 burned to death, while 48 managed to escape. In Mississippi, over 8,000 black women in Mississippi and South Carolina had their uterus removed by doctors without their knowledge or consent from 1920 to the 1980s due to population of African Americans. Before the president's faces were carved into Mount Rushmore, it was called the Six Grandfathers, part of the sacred Black Hills of the Lakota tribe. The U.S. government seized the land illegally in 1877 after gold had been discovered there. President Grant secretly ordered the army not to protect the local tribes, as bounty hunters collected up to 300 for each Native American killed. The craving of 4 presidents into the hills took place in 1920s, funded in part by the Ku Klux Klan. It was 10 African American presidents before President. Hold on, let me find my clip I'm looking for. I got so much. I know I'm a news collecting queen to get my shows off and running, but these was
Black American citizens? The answer is no. Not lawfully, because we're citizens. But if you ask whether he can unlawfully deport Black Americans, the answer is yes. Because the Supreme Court just took away lower court's ability to stop him. If you don't believe me, let me show you how this became real after the Trump v. Casa birthright citizenship case. So in Trump v. Casa, the Supreme Court ruled that federal judges cannot issue nationwide injunctions or universal injunctions against Trump executive orders except with class action lawsuits. And those can take a while to be certified, those class action lawsuits. That means even if Trump signs an unconstitutional, unlawful executive order, judges can only protect the people who are named in the lawsuit or members of the certified class action lawsuit. Everyone else, they're vulnerable. Even if what Trump does is blatantly unconstitutional or illegal. So, can Trump deport Black American citizens lawfully? No. But that's not the question anymore, because he doesn't need to act lawfully if there are no judges that can stop him. In fact, Justice Jackson warned. She said in her dissent, quote, "The executive can now deny people rights that the founders plainly wrote into our Constitution, so long as those individuals have not found a lawyer." And Justice Sotomayor said, quote, "No right is safe in the new legal regime the court creates," close quote. She said no right, that means no citizenship right, no civil right, no voting rights, etc. Folks, that's not theory. That's not me pontificating. That's the reality that we're living in now. Additionally, back in March, Trump told El Salvador's president he would be deporting homegrown criminals. He didn't say immigrants. He said homegrown. That means people born in the United States. So if he targets Black Americans as criminals or gangbangers or threats or enemies, etc., what's stopping him from issuing an executive order to detain or to deport those people? Nothing. That puts Black Americans and any other targeted group in danger. This is why they say elections have consequences, folks. So remember, stay woke.
And now, Trump, before he leaves office, is going to destroy and overturn the 1964 Civil Rights Act. He's already doing it. So I say to our sister, we cannot enter into any more contracts with a pathological liar. We cannot enter into any contracts that we can put faith in him, that he'll honor his word. We now got to demand what is owed. What we look like begging for DEI when it's reparations that we need for this real repair. And now,
I just thought I'd bring a little food for thought into playing this. Yeah, we're pretty much in trouble, America. And not America, African Americans. Looking back at Rosedale is what's happening right now, and I'm playing this for a reason, not a season. Because he still got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 4 seasons. Donald Trump has 8, 16. 25, 24 seasons to go. He's got 24 seasons to go. And y'all think for a second before he goes, we're not going to be affected? He is so playing in African Americans' faces, hugging our children. Y'all to be ashamed. Why he goes and take Martin Luther King's statue out the White House that's been displayed there for many years. That statue ain't bothered you not once. It ain't touched you. It ain't nothing. Going to the museum, erasing and taking away books, letters of our history in the Smithsonian Museum. Just like they had the George Floyd Monument tore down. A painting? A mural? Bothered him. Why? It's almost going to be as if we never existed. We are the aliens. He wants us to be the aliens that the children heard about. Not our children learning the history of the 10 black presidents before Obama. Not our children learning about the lynching. The raping of our black women. The harvesting of our ancestors. They don't want to talk about Thomas Jefferson and how much he loved that black woman and had all those children. Or how Abraham Lincoln not only freed the slaves, he had a little nigger in him too. Somebody loved some nigger, didn't they? Oh yeah, Venetia. You do. Talk to these kids. Talk to your children. The same way you can talk that good ghetto conversation shit. What song you listening to? Who sang that? You love that song. In that amount of time, you could have had a history lesson, a quick one. Oh, he did fine. He loved old Sally, didn't he? Mm-hmm. It does, Latasha. Trisha, you absolutely right. Yeah, because all the black books are being taken off the shelves. History books are not the same. Not the same. I don't even remember learning about too many blacks, but Harriet Tubman. You didn't hear about roots and all of that. What black people really went through in history. That's history, you know? Social studies supposed to be history. But we heard about everybody else. Thank you to the point. Just saying.
Right here, and we're going to stay here. Nobody's going to change that.
I look at it this way. When the house was up for sale, it was open to anybody. There was no notices anywhere saying that no blacks allowed, or no Spanish allowed, or no Haitians, or no Jews, or no Italians. Therefore, since I was able to buy the house, I have a right to it. I have a right to live in it, and I have a right to do what I like in this house, because it's my home. It's as simple as that. No one else has any form of, or any reason to tell us what we should do, that we can't live here, or we shouldn't live here, or we've got to move. No one else. We decide that.
Well, I can't deny them their right to live here, but yet I don't have to associate or even look at them, and I'm not gonna. And I won't let my children look at them, and I won't let my children play with them. If they want to live in that atmosphere, so they can, as far as we're concerned. We just tell our people, ignore them. Don't bother with them. Don't look at them. If a guy wants to come out every morning and get in his car and go to work, and nobody on the street will even wave good morning to him, I tell you, I wouldn't want to live like that.
The easiest thing for us, for anybody, be it black, be it white, it's always the easy jump out of the situation. Okay, we can move. We can go back anywhere. We don't have to live in this house. We don't have to live here. We don't have to. We can move. And this is what happens all the time. Everybody says, we can move, we can do this, we can do that. But we have got a right, as people, as human beings, to live where we want to live.
Aren't we people?
Right, Samai.
If they can determine that we are not people, then they got a point. If they can't determine it or they can't prove it, they better shut up. The color of our skins don't make us any less. We are people. We like to believe that we are human beings, and we'd like to believe that they're the same, but it's given us a lot of doubts, some of the things that they've done.
So the Spencers are staying, their house the front line in the struggle for turf. Even after the firebombing, their children were harassed, the family threatened with more violence. And while the whites drew together in Rosedale, support for the Spencers came from beyond.
We need you when we walk the streets.
This is the Reverend Timothy Mitchell of the Ebenezer Baptist Church in Flushing.
We need you in our homes. We need you on the highway. And right now, oh Lamb of God, we ask that you would bless this family. Somehow be a hedge all around me. Yeah, we're not praying a new prayer. Black folk have been praying for 400 years to the God of their salvation. Yeah, we cried out, there must be a God. Yeah, you know that he's not just somewhere, but he's there when you need him most.
Send it to me back so I
round about us. Keep us in perfect peace. I'll be all right.
When you have to go to church and the pastor has to pray for safety over you and your family, or the white man told his children, don't even look at him. We have a white grandmother with black grandchildren tattooing monkeys. For her 3 grandkids, she's got a monkey tattooed on her arm as their picture for each one of them. We are the worst people. We are the worst kind. I'm going to tell y'all why. A perfect example. As I was doing a live today, and this ain't no dig, for a blue girl that threw her baby in the trash and threw it in the closet like it was nothing. We was debating on praying for that girl. But nobody has said pray for Shannon and Annette. Right? See, we all fucked up. Don't get me started to talk about some shit since I've been covering these cases and I've not seen not one person say pray for Annette and Shannon. Thank you, Tanya sis. But soon as the blue girl wraps her baby in a towel and throws it in a closet like it was nothing, I was told to, you don't know what she's going through. We be our own worst kind to our own people. We are worse with each other. Yeah. Yeah. Tammy C. I want y'all to think back to some things and watch each other when it comes to our own people. Not you, Davida. But ain't we our own worst kind? Say prayers for everybody, damn it. I want to see them for Jarvis and everybody. Don't let's not be picky now. Okay? Respectfully. I just like, watch my black people and how they deal with blue people versus dealing with our own kind. I watch everything. Everybody. I watch how everybody move. And when y'all don't know I'm watching, I'm watching. Very much so watching. But we be our own worst enemy to each other. Oh, Latasha and Samad, Minnie. Now, don't get mad at me for putting it out there. Just the truth. From what I see. Yeah, it is. Hey, Darshell. Anybody, goddess. But I want the same for our people. Don't they deserve the same too? Hey, Mooey Boo. Shouldn't we get the same as the blue girl? I was told I didn't know what she was going through. I just watch stuff for reasons. You know? That's it. That's it. Nice seeing you, Mooey. Thank you for coming through, Bookie.
Well, trouble will be over. Trouble will be over. Well, I'll wear a crown. Well, don't you know?
Mooey, you heard me. Your own worst time. We do, JJ.
What harm could they do? What's wrong with them?
They're black. That's what's wrong with them. And the way I feel, black and white don't mix, and it's never going to mix. They've been here in this country 200 years, and it seems that you show me one neighborhood where integration worked. I don't think there's a neighborhood where integration ever worked, where it didn't go totally black. And we don't want that to happen here. And we're going to do everything within our power, through legal means, to make sure that this neighborhood stays white.
If their strategy was to chip away at this community piece by piece before they could take it over, they blew it. We're all alert, we're watching, and we're not about to let them come in and take over.
Every night from 8 to well past midnight, Roar volunteers cruise in patrol cars through the streets of Rosedale, searching for outsiders they feel are a threat to their community. Andre Noblesse, a former soldier in the Belgian Congo, came to America with $10. He worked literally day and night as a security guard and dishwasher, and now owns his own home in Rosedale.
Why is this so important to you?
Well, it is very important to me. I live over here, and I want this place to be very safe. I want to keep colored people out of the community of Rosedale. That's what I'm struggling for.
My statement. Right.
What ROR is doing, it might save America.
Why?
Why? Because the middle class of white people is the backbone of America. We are the backbone of America. We go out and work and pay our tax. And if the country keeps on going the way it is going, like right now, community after community, going downgrading itself, white people are moving farther and farther away. I know such instance that some white people even left the country of America.
What'll happen then?
What will happen? If you like to see all black America, fine.
Right, JJ.
Let them have their own problem.
Right, King.
If you like all black America, fine.
For a start, these people who are saying that they don't want blacks in this neighborhood or blacks do not have equal rights. Now, if that was the majority of the white people saying that, a lot of the laws, the civil rights laws and things like that would not have been passed. It's felt that the people of this country, the right-thinking people, the people who felt that there was a time for change, These are the people who made the decision, not the average little illiterate fool out there.
The people that are dictating all this stuff to us and telling us who to live with, and how to live, and who our children have to go to school with and all that, where do they live? Where do they live? They live in their lily white neighborhoods, way up in their high-rise apartment houses, right? Their children go to private schools, but yet they're telling us our children got to go to school in black neighborhoods. They're telling us that we have to be integrated. We have to live with the blacks. Why don't they practice what they preach? I mean, why don't they come and live in Rosedale here? Or why don't they live in Laurelton? If they want to tell us to do it, why don't they try it? But no, they sit back and get rich and tell us what we got to do.
Both sides in Rosedale are frustrated because they believe the scales are tipped against them. Friends of the Spencers point out that the two men indicted for the bombing were acquitted by an all-white jury. The whites say they can't get the politicians to listen. It's easy, in fact, to neglect Rosedale politically. Any of the representatives from the area can lose the town and still win the election. Many of the contests are decided either by the poor and middle-class black voters of Queens or by the wealthier white voters of next-door Nassau. Rosedale becomes a kind of nowheresville. The frustrations compound, the tragedies add up, and confrontation spills beyond the ability of people to communicate. It spills into the darkest passions. It spills into the streets, and more frightening than all, it spills into the next generation.
They shouldn't be here. People know that white and black people are never going to get along, so they should just stay apart, you know? Common sense. They just shouldn't try and get together because they just don't like each other, and they never will. It's the truth.
What do you think of black people?
I don't like them.
Why?
I really don't. Because I just think that they're always looking out to make trouble. They never want to be friends. It's the truth, man. They never want to be friends. If they see you on the block, if they see you walking down the block, they won't turn around and say, hey, you know, how are you and stuff. They turn around, hey, Honky, what's the matter with you, man? You got an ugly head.
If they lived in Rosedale, you're only going to find them all over the streets and everywhere. That's right. They're going to be starting up with everybody, because if one starts to live in Rosedale, the whole pack's coming.
You get a minority group in any area, you see what happens to it. It's all over.
They don't add to the area.
It always goes down. It always goes down.
They take everything. They have no pride in what they have.
What kind of work do you do? I'm in construction. What kind of life do you want for your son? The best I could give him. That's why I moved here. I used all my money to buy a house, right? Because I like the neighborhood. I had to move out of East New York 3 months ago because it turned overnight in 3 years, my neighborhood. Overnight in 3 years, you wouldn't believe it. Because most of the times you see it, it's welfare. The whole apartment building turned welfare.
And what happened to that neighborhood?
What? It looks like a bomb hit it.
Could that happen here?
It ain't going to happen. It sure could happen if they all come in.
That's why we're here today.
That's why we're here.
I see this brave woman, the Spencer woman, who is the kind of woman that anyone would welcome as a neighbor, anyone in their right mind. I mean, I can understand that perhaps there are some black people who you might not want as neighbors. There might be some white people I might not want as neighbors. But this couple, this family, I can't imagine why they wouldn't want them as neighbors. They're delightful people. They're beautiful people.
I don't like them. I don't want them in Rosedale.
Why not?
No part of Rosedale. We just want a white neighborhood. No blacks at all.
That is the most ridiculous, racist statement I ever heard in my life. How can I say that I want an all-black community? I mean, I suppose I could say it, but I think if I said that, I would therefore be a racist myself. This is America. I mean, if they want an all-white community, I think they have to go to another country. If this is America and America stands for freedom, no one can say that in this country. No one.
Blacks say they've been oppressed for 200 years. I didn't do it. Why are they bothering me? I didn't do it to them. Their government might have done it to them. Their own native chiefs sold them as slaves. I didn't sell them as slaves.
No, sir.
That's 200 years ago. Today is today. Don't give somebody else and take away from me. I've worked all my life. I'm not a rich man. And if you want to bother the rich man, go bother him. I go to work every day. I go to work sick at times when I can't afford to stay home. That's all I'm asking. Leave me alone. Why should they push them upon me? When I moved here 7 years ago, Merrick Boulevard on the other side of the parkway was beautiful. Today, all you see is iron gates up, protecting the stores when the owners aren't there.
We don't want that. We want to keep the neighborhood the way it is. We love our neighbors. We're very, very, very close. And, you know, you seem to get to know everybody around here. And we don't want anybody to run. And that's what all we're trying to protect. We're trying to run. You don't understand what I mean by that? But if they start coming in, the black families, the white people will run, and we don't want that to happen. That's all we're asking.
We want to keep the neighborhood
we want
the
to
way
keep it the way it is.
We come from East.
I agree with what you said, Candy. She said, but that same person will come in our neighborhood and buy up the block and become slump lords, and rent be 30 times more in their neighborhood. Absolutely, chick simple lady. How about, we don't, you know, when I say run, we don't want our neighbors to run. Pay attention to neighborhoods today in the stores, how clean. Go to a dollar store in a good neighborhood. Matter of fact, if you go to a white neighborhood that's full of beautiful homes and landscape is beautiful, you don't see a dollar store, Dollar Tree, or nothing like that around. See, that's why we want Myth to be here. Everything is in design. Oh, right, Time what? Yeah. Yeah. You're right, Detroit. And that's been our problem. Still scared to stand up and say what it is and to do what it is. We don't have to stoop to their level and teach our kids. But this was embedded in theirs. Okay, movie. Let's go. And this is still being embedded. All right, to the point. Good luck, okay? Enjoy your studies.
New York, we were one of the last to leave there.
The last one.
We were abused. My son came home in Brooklyn twice with his head swollen, black eyes, nose swollen. Go to the police station. Well, we can't do anything about it unless you
catch them. You have to
catch them in the act. And how are you going to catch them in the act? They disperse and that's it. The kid was in the schoolyard playing ball. They wanted the court, pushed him off the court, and they beat him up twice. This time I'm staying and
I'm
fighting.
not leaving. I'm not
I'm
leaving.
going to stay and fight because I can't be pushed anymore. They pushed me out of East New York. I'm not going to be pushed again. I'm too old to move right now. I'm going to make my stand. I'm staying. And I have to stay. Otherwise, I'll be on Montauk Point in the water. If they keep coming and people keep moving, that's where you're going to end up. In Montauk Point in the water.
As we filmed in Rosedale, a group of blacks from South Jamaica was coming through the neighborhood in a demonstration of support for the Spencers. To the Spencers, the demonstration said, "Hold on, we're with you." To the whites, the outpouring of support was not only making martyrs of the Spencers, it had brought to the streets of Rosedale the encroachment they had most feared.
Every time a group of blacks get together, they want to help Rosedale with their problems. We don't need any outsiders helping us with our problems. We've been doing good enough for all these years we've been here, and we'll keep doing good enough. And we'll stay white, period.
White on! White on!
White on! White on! This is the thing, white on, everybody. Just like the other stuff, just like our other slogan, black is beautiful, but white is out of sight. That's all we got to say. They had right on, we got white on.
Now we say we are white, and we are proud of being white.
Hey, look. Let me tell you something. We all came into this country in plain English on the heels of our ass. The white ethnic American, that's Italians, that's Irish, that's Germans, that's Jews. Everybody that came into this country came in with nothing. And we got something. Nobody ever did me any favors. Nobody gave me anything. Anything I got, I worked for. These people want anything and they don't want to work for anything. This is what they want. They come up from the South, they go on welfare. They come from Puerto Rico, they go on welfare. We're sick of paying for these people.
Keep on going all the way down. Go ahead, keep on walking down to the end. Stretch out a little more. Let's give them a nice show. Keep on walking down to the end.
Okay, so thank you very much.
I've been living here for 24 years. I raised 4 children in Rosedale. When we moved in Rosedale, we could have slept with our doors wide open. My kids are married today. I have 9 grandchildren. My son and daughter had to move out of Rosedale and move out the island on account of what's going on in the schoolyards today. The kids getting beat up and everything.
What are you scared of?
I'm scared of what's going on. I'm afraid of them.
Of who?
Of them, the blacks.
Right, Marie,
I'm
right,
afraid to go out at night.
That's sad.
Which we never did. We used to live one happy family. The
Gotta leave
blacks.
your lights on at night.
We go out, we have to have the timer on for the lights.
Right,
we have to leave our lights outside on the front stoop, on the back stoop. We had to put the flashlights, what do you call those lights here to go on? Spotlights. I mean, what kind of living is this? We don't want to live like this. They want to live like us. Let them earn it the way we did, not to give it to them on a silver platter. They want to come in and take over.
Right, Tom.
They walk around with a chip on their shoulder. If there's kids in the schoolyard go to school with $1 in their pocket for lunch. For lunch. I'm talking about lunch. This happened to my own son. He used to ask me to give him money to eat in the school lunch room. I used to give him $1. At that time, a couple of years ago, he used to tell me, don't give no more dollar bills. I said, why? Because he wouldn't tell me the truth. He told it to his sister. When the color seen that he had change in his hand, they used to shake him down. I had to take my son out of that school and send him to Delahanty, where it cost me $50 a month to keep him in school beside his books, to give him an education, because I was scared of what they were going to do to him in school. Is that the way you want to live?
We have one of the best rated city schools here that I can't send my daughter there because they're either like harassed or they've been knifed. And these are facts.
And let me tell you another thing. I put my last son through college, right? And I had to pay to put him in college. Now I get letters from the college that I have to donate to the underprivileged. Who gave me the money to put my son through college? Who are they?
We worked
They're
for
not
it.
better than us.
Nobody gave me nothing. I was never on home relief or any such thing as they have today. I worked and earned everything we have. It's blood, and a lot of blood, and I'm still giving them a lot of blood. Look at my paycheck at the end of the week, what my take home and what my gross is. What is that? That ain't blood?
Just an expression. What does blood mean? What is
blood? White, hard white. W-O-R-K.
Sweat. But
Not
they don't know what it is.
A-I-D, white. I've had it. I came from a busted neighborhood, South Ozone Park. And they don't live like human beings. They live like animals, and that's what they are, animals. You don't know who's living next door to you from one day to the next. I came from that neighborhood. I ran from there. And I'm not going to run anymore. This is it. My anchor is down here.
They're coming in. There they are.
I strongly recommend you disperse your group, or else we will have demonstrations by everybody.
This is our neighborhood. We have a right to demonstrate in our neighborhood.
These are people that live in this neighborhood.
After the blacks pulled up to the Spencer home, police cordoned off both ends of the block to try to keep the angry whites away.
Half of the people are going to go down on the other block. We're not going to
Half of the people are going this way or that way. They are not going through
Everything we cooking,
Go around. Go right ahead.
Don't forget breastfeed their children.
Okay, go ahead. Go right around.
All right.
Go either way.
All right.
Why?
All right, wait a minute. Get the sign over here facing the.
Either way.
It's our neighbor. We live here. I live on this street right over past here. Why can't I walk?
Either way, Mr. Scout.
All right. All right.
Why the hell does he have police protection? It's our neighborhood. That's bullshit. That's ridiculous.
We live here. We can walk here.
Does he have a right to live here?
No.
Why not?
Because he's black.
He's black. Well, they get it. They got some hell of a people right there. They want to dictate us to them. No, that's true. Get them out of here. Okay, but they're going to have to. All right, that was enough white people. All right. We're white everybody over here. We live here in Rosedale. These people don't live in Rosedale. They're citizens. Well, they still don't live in Rosedale.
So what?
Well, we're citizens. We should be able to walk down the streets. Why can't we walk down the street? Wait. Let these now-nows from Jamaica come in here. That's what you are, yeah, now-nows. Right, you heard me, Jack. Hey, give me your bed. Look, take a bed. Look.
Gotta get escorted in their home.
Yeah, the black hand.
This is all for one family.
The Constitution is at stake. Everybody's rights are at stake here. Yours and mine. Because as long as we allow anything to happen in this country to destroy the morals and the principle of one man, we are going to pay through our pockets, one way or the other, through our minds and our pockets. We must have a good educational system, a good community where people can live in, whether the Spencers or whoever they are. The Spencers are human beings, and they have this house. And this is why we're out here now, standing and looking in and trying to see what we can do, some way to correct a great mistake that is being made here in Rosedale now. The principles that we stand for is being eaten out by this type of thing. It makes it so that I cannot look at a white man in a way that I should look at him as my friend. And I'm sure with this type of thing, that a lot of white people are not going to look at me and think that I have a right to enjoy the things that this country offers. And so it's just going to eat us out until all of us, white and black, become concerned about what is happening here in Rosedale and wipe it out. Most of us know what's right. Believe it.
That's what they are.
Go back on slow. Let's get back to mama. Go home.
Yep, she's a lady. Wow.
Vietnam.
Hey, don't come back! Don't come back! What? Don't come back!
There's a neighborhood corner with that.
Come on, y'all. We were riding down this block, and these white people start saying, "Get out of here, niggas. You know, get out of my neighborhood. Don't come to this neighborhood." Then they start hitting on her. Throwing rocks and everything else. Throwing rocks. Because we were in their neighborhood.
We went on a bike hike to McDonald's. We didn't mean to bother anybody.
We had a nice
we saw a parade, we saw a gathering, so we went down there to see what was happening. All right. I mean, we didn't bother anybody. We weren't looking for trouble. I never even know people around here were like that. I've never experienced anything like this in my life.
What happened to you?
Nothing happened to me, but this little boy, short boy about my size, or little short, had picked up a rock, and he was of all these tall honkies. Right? He threw the rock. He tried to hit my sister, but he almost hit me about that much away from me. And I was sure where she had. It hit me with that rock. I would pick up the rock right next to me and hit him right dead in his face.
They always say niggas are doing everything. They always say we're doing everything, right? We don't read it every time the white people come down the block. We don't push them out their neighborhood and hit them.
We don't bother the white people around our neighborhood, but when we get in a white neighborhood, they just push us out.
Yeah. Everybody with us, they said we're nothing, you know, we're a piece of dirt, dogs. I mean, that's the way you treat an animal. I mean, God, we're human beings. Yeah. You don't treat other people like that. It's just wrong. Black, white, I don't care. A person is a person. Skin should have no bearing on how you treat a person. That's just wrong.
I hate their goddamn guts.
I can't say that I hate them. I can't say that it's totally the kids' fault. I mean, I'm sure their parent had some bearing on the way they feel and everything else. I think it's just a system. I don't know. I can't say that I hate them because I don't hate anybody.
Do you forgive them?
No. No. Can't take back no hurt.
Whether this is old, it's hard to see these black children cry, to see the tears in these children's face. Sit down with your children and show them these kind of documentaries. Okay? It is, Yachty. It is. To watch these children cry, rocks thrown. It's hurt my soul.
But they gonna always do that. They always spit on us like we some dogs. They always gonna
spit back on them.
Ain't nothing gonna change.
I mean, there are black people who are harassed constantly. This isn't, I said before, this may not be a unique situation. It's happening to too many people all over the world. Too many people in America this is happening to. And many people, even your people in the neighboring communities, always says the easy solution to the problem is we now are the problem right here. And the solution to the problem is, like you say, move. And then another problem comes up. So you'll be constantly running. And we can't run away from our blackness. We can't. So let's face that fact that we are black. And we'll be harassed constantly. Whether it's here, whether it's in a job situation, whether it's on busing, whatever. And we have to decide at a time, what are we going to do about it? As people, what are the good people going to do? What are the, people as people, whether you're black, whether you're white, what are the people going to do about situations like this, or situations that's happening all over?
What are you going to do?
Move. What are we going to do as a family? We're here. We're here right now. We're going to stay here.
It is true.
Definitely going to stay. It bothers us naturally. I mean, we're human beings. So it must affect us. It must affect our whole lives. I mean, either a firebombing affected our whole lives.
Okay.
And a pipe bombing affected our whole lives. But as long as, whenever we die, we're going to die black. We just can't get away from that. No way can we get away from that.
We are being separated by a whole lot of things going on because of the color of our skins. Yet we have the same goals. We are after the same things. You hope that your job is safe, that you're doing well at your job, there is advancement, there's promotion. We have the same frustrations of whether our children are doing well at school or whether they're not doing well, problems with them. We all have the same problems.
I mean, I think a parent's whole life is their children. Everything you do, more or less, is going to benefit your children. If you try to get a promotion at work, it's not for really yourself. It's to make more money so you can give your family more. Your children, you want to give your family more. You want a better life for your family. I mean, this, I think, is what a man strives for. I know this is the way I feel, and I know this is the way my father was. I mean, his life was his family, and this is the way I feel. I want them to have an education so they don't have to be out pouring concrete like I am. I think my son should have better than I have. I would like to see him president of the United States. This is what I would want for him. That good. That's what I want for him. I want him to go as far as he possibly can. And as long as I'm here, I'll help him any way I can. They're me and my wife. I mean, there's something that we've brought into this world. I mean,
hey,
that's us sitting right there. That's us. I mean, and I don't know how much more you can explain it. I love them as much as I love my wife, but it's a different kind of love. I mean, they're me. What can I say? This is me right here. This is what I brought into this world, and to me, they're perfect, and they're the most beautiful things in the world. And what more can I say? I don't know how to say it. I mean, that's the best I could say. But this is my feelings.
I want to live to the best of our ability. We all want to live. We all have achievements. We all have goals. We all have aims. We all like a lot of things. And we just go through life as it is. Happiness. Who doesn't want that?
A moment's happiness. That's what I want. A moment's happiness. To be rid of all this sort of aggravation so my family and we can just have our moment's happiness. Which there are thousands and millions of people seeking that moment's happiness. And it's very elusive.
An outsider to Rosedale has to be wary of simple judgments. Things are more than they seem, and you can't neatly sort out all the streams of conflict that make this a tragedy of people coming to grief in their search for good. Racial hatred is here, a fierce, murderous passion that turns men into vicious brutes, hurling bombs at sleeping children. It's happened often in our past. It happens still. But only in part is Rosedale the story of racism. In the end, the people who live here, black and white, want the same things: a place to work, a place to live, a chance to be happy. That's one reason for the conflict. They're competitors after a piece of the dream when the dream is shrinking and there's not enough to go around. The Spencers want to be judged as human beings, not by the color of their skin, but they're judged as threats. The whites want the people who run the country to say, yes, crime, blight, and erosion have occurred again and again in neighborhood after neighborhood, in city after city. You're right to take a stand. But the decay continues, and across the Gulf, the struggle here goes on. The people with money, status, and power have bought their way out to security and stability for the moment. It's like watching a war on television. You turn off the set, and it's over. For these people, it's only beginning. Black and white alike in the Rosedales of America have been abandoned, condemned together to economic apartheid by a system that rewards the people who can afford to get out and condemns to bitter consuming rivalry those left behind. It's a travesty. It's a travesty whose consequences will haunt and one day may overwhelm America the way it is. I'm Bill Moyers.
It's not a land of the free, but it's definitely still home of the slave. I will continue to run this Black History. We are going down to New Orleans, baby. We are going down to Katrina. Because, see, I want to keep going back and forth. Back and forth. We're going to go see what happened up there with George Floyd in Minnesota. What happened to the young Black man that was just jogging, minding his business? Trayvon Martin. My girl in Kentucky, Breonna Taylor. And the list goes on up until today. We see Casey the bodyguard fighting to find Janiyah McMichael Rogers with no assistance. Going to the blue people needing assistance just to get flyers and answers and save her siblings. And our girl Naziah Harris. Where's the justice? When do Black people stand up for what's right? Instead of standing up against each other. I'll wait. We tear our own down. We have our Black men turn the sisters down, but I open the door for a blue one. Let it close on me. I'll wait. We are quick to put up a debate and argue with one another, but dialogue with the blue people. I'll wait. I'll wait. Shout out to everybody that pulled up on me tonight for the Black History with the RYDERZ. You know what I'm saying? Man, get your life jackets for next week. We don't want to drown down in New Orleans, do we? Like thousands of our Black people did, with no answers, no nothing. Not even age, you know? Some of them don't even know where their children and the kids don't know where their mothers or fathers is to this day. Right? I'll wait. Thank you guys so much for pulling up with me tonight. Thanks for everybody that poured into me by purchasing a super sticker, super chat, grabbing a membership, but most of all, just being right here with me. Because, see, we can sit up and judge people all night talking about Naziah Harris. It'd be hundreds. But when you do educational lives, even my Foot Locker trip, Yachty, I wanted my shoe. Hey, Kippy. Me too, Kim Cole. Me too. But for those that hit the like button and pulled up for these educational lives, because just when I thought I knew, I don't know anything. I'm just being honest with you guys. I don't know anything. I'm so lost with my history. I'm so lost with who I am as a person. But watching these don't make me hate. I just hated what our ancestors went through. But it doesn't make me want to teach hate. And pull back up with me tomorrow. I don't know what I got set up, but I know over there on the backup channel, we got single and celibate. I will be providing condoms and birth control over there, okay, guys? Yeah. For free. You don't have to purchase anything over there. Everything is free. Thank you, Yadi Yadi. Thank you, Queen Butterfly. Thank you, JJ. I appreciate you guys. Shh, Yadi, man. Just keep it at condoms and birth control. Okay? And we got some questions over there tomorrow, okay? Pull up on my backup channel for the single and celibate conversation. And also, it's going to be conversation that we just don't have over here. But it's over there, man. Open up. Let yourself go. If you can't take the balls that fall, you got to stay out of the kitchen over there, okay? Thank you, Latasha. It was. I needed this myself. I appreciate the writers so much. Thank you guys for pulling up for this. Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate you. Thank you. I love history. I love history. Thank you, Gina Dallas Diva. Thank you. Thank you, Venetia. Thank you, Davita. I appreciate you guys so much. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Man, Thankful Thursdays tomorrow. Already. Another holiday that went by now. The kids are going to be talking about this candy and Devil's Day. Then I'll be talking about celebrating this another demonic holiday. Celebrating the white man that came over here and took the land from the Indians and took us from our tribal roots. Hey, Michelin. All right. Thank you, Lady Mysterious. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're welcome, Miss Low-Key. I'm just saying, Samad. Got the kids thinking coming Christmas. It's a fat white man coming down the chimney when y'all really need to talk to y'all kids about Saint Nick and Krampus. The real story about Krampus and good old Saint Nick. Not so good. So we need to stop all of that, okay? We have to do better. And pay attention to the orange man's chessboard, not checkerboard. Chessboard. He's playing chess. I get that, Yadi. You hear me? Salute everybody. Go enjoy the rest of y'all night. You know what I'm saying? Get y'all some rest. Kick your feet up. Drink your wine. Man, I'm ready to go watch Sisters while I'm actually waiting on the family business. Shout out to Carl Weber. Love New Orleans. Okay? Love the books even more. The family business, the books, any book by Carl Weber. Apartment to be. Apartment to be. My boy Quan. Shout out to Quan. Animal Section 8. Oh, baby. Ashanti. Every time I read about Ashanti pulling up in the hood, it just... An animal in his thuggish ass. It just... With that scar on his face and... Not so cute, but... Oh, my God. Let me get back to reading my books, okay? Let me get back to reading my books. Oh, Queen Butterfly, you hear me? And Butterfly. Shout out to Ashley Antoinette and Jakeevis. Oh, my God. Y'all got me for life. Just know. Quan already know what it is. I follow him. Quan done hit me back. I try to get him on the show, One day. Quan, if you hear this, come and join me. Come sit right here. Come sit right here. Go get y'all some books, man. You hear me? Go get y'all some good books and read. And also get you some black books as well. Not those kind. Non-fictional. Oh, girl, Dutch. Oh, Dutch. The Rains too. Oh my God, they was horrible people. Okay, Vanessa Gretchen been chilling. She on the farm chilling. Gretchen over doing her chicken leg. She ain't doing the stanky leg. Gretchen over doing the chicken leg. Do the chicken leg. Do the chicken leg. Gretchen ain't messing with me. Gretchen ain't messing with me. Gretchen like, bitch, you boring. You been on some boring shit. Get that shit high back up. When you get to calling people out their names, I'll be back. Gretchen's dad. That's my show, sister. All right, now y'all before I get caught. All right. Salute everybody. Again, thank you guys so much for pulling up with me on Miss Parker. Miss Parker, catch me on the backup at Switching Lanes with Miss Parker. Miss Parker, it's going down, and I do mean the ladies are going the fuck down, if you know what I mean. I will, Venetia. I will. Good night, everybody. Enjoy. And don't forget to pull up on Shank Rock. He's going live at 10, okay?
Miss Parker, the YouTube star, lighting up the screen, you know who you are, bringing news you can use and a laugh or two. She's got the facts, the fun, and the realest view, with a voice so smooth and a smile so bright. She's shining like a beacon in the darkest night. Deep dives on the stories that really matter. She's breaking it down, cutting through the chatter. Pop in, stay a while, you'll feel right at home. She's got a little something for everyone, with a heart so big and an attitude strong. Miss Parker's where you know you belong. She's an advocate, a friend, a voice for the unheard, asking all the questions, never missing a word. Or a second to none. She's blazing like the sun. Miss Parker, the only one. She's got the news to amuse and the truth to reveal. Digging for the answers, keeping it real. For those who need a champion, she's standing tall. Fighting for justice, she's giving her all. With every upload, she's making a change. Bringing people together, no matter the range. So hit that subscribe, don't miss a beat. Miss Parker's got the content that can't be beat. Questions we all have, she's not afraid to ask. Uncovering the story, she's up to the task. With a laugh, a wink, and a spirit so true. Miss Parker's got the magic and she's sharing it with you. Pop in, stay a while, you'll feel right at home. She's got a little something for everyone, with a heart so big and an attitude strong. Miss Parker's where you know you belong. She's an advocate, a friend, a voice for the unheard, asking all the questions, never missing